Are you a swimmer, a baseball player, a golfer, a rock climber, or even a cyclist and someone who sits hunched over in their sport? Whatever type of athlete you are going to find this class to feel yummy and great, especially if you are upper body dominant. Hey guys, I'm Summer. We are here celebrating Team USA and all the 11,000 athletes across 206 different countries and 50 different sports competing in the 2020 Summer Olympic Games. Wanted to give you a class that reminds you that yes, there are great moments of strength and power and endurance and artistic capability, but sometimes we just need to slow down and let our bodies recover, physically and mentally. So today, grab a strap, your mat, and in this quick little flow, let's help ourselves feel yummy and good all over. We're going to start in a child's pose position. This is where we take our knees wide, sit our hips back, and reach our arms forward. Allow your forehead to rest on the mat and push your hips back. Settle into this position right now. Notice how your shoulders feel. If you just passively allow your arms to rest on the floor, that's fine. But if you really want to get a deeper stretch into your upper back, allow your hands to press into the floor and lift your arms off the mat. Breathe. I want us to find these opportunities to calm our mind through our breath. Focus in on ourselves physically and mentally. Let your hands walk to the right side of the mat. Stack your left hand on top and feel this great length down your arm across your back as you push your hips back. Breathe. Every exhale allows you to sink just a little bit deeper, a little bit further back. Bring your arms to the other side. Exhale as you again push your hip back and down. How often do you allow yourself to hear your breath? In sport, that can be such an empowering moment to hear yourself breathe. It can signify effort and ease. It can guide you, or it can restrict you. Let's come to all fours. Hands are under your shoulders, knees are under your hips. Round your spine, look into your belly for cat. Exhale, look up to the sky for cow. Inhale, you find this great round. Feel the push into your hands to get your upper back, and then push down. You notice my toes are tucked under right here. You might find that you like the tops of your feet on the floor. I have a really bad ankle and it's really tight today, so it feels better for me to be right here. And sometimes I just have to make those modifications, and you might as well. And that's going to be important as we do some of these moves today. You might find that you've got to change them up from how I'm doing them or how I cue, simply based on some restrictions that you might have going on in your body, and that's important. Exhale last time. Let's find a neutral spine. Take your knees a little bit wider here. Lift your right arm to the sky. You're going to find that you might sink over into your side hip. Start with that, and then find a way to square your hips. So for me, I'm so tight in this mid part of my back, it's really tough, right? And that's exactly what we're working on. This is that thoracic spine, that movement in the middle of our body. Reach and look to your hand and then circle your wrist. Big deep inhale. Exhale as this hand threads underneath your arm. Reach your opposite arm forward and allow your head to rest on the mat. Breathe into this moment as if someone were to pull your hand on the floor an inch further to stretch more into your back. Bring your left hand back to center. Inhale as you lift all the way up to the sky. Exhale, your hand comes back down to the floor. Let's do the other side. So again, lift your left arm high to the sky. And if you're confused, saying, I'm mirroring you, so I know it looks kind of funky on some of the cameras. When I say right, I want you to do your right. I'm actually doing my left. Just as a little nuance thing I forgot to mention. So push your hand down into the floor. Try to square your hips. Look up to your hand and circle your wrist. And take your arm, big deep inhale. Exhale as your arm threads through. Your other hand reaches forward. Your head rests on the mat as you lengthen from both ends. Your hand to the side and your hand in front. Mentally imagine and feel yourself in this spiral. See it in your mind's eye. Whatever's going on in your actual body might be different than what you're seeing in your mind's eye. But as you try to trick your mind and your body to working together, seeing it, or what's called visualizing and visualization, is so important. Let's come to center. We're going to find a seated position and grab your strap. So it's a strap, it's a dog leash, it's a towel, it's a blanket, doesn't really matter. It's just something that has length. A belt. And I'm going to double mine just so it's not hitting me in the face. I'm going to take your arms straight forward, pull out on the strap just a little bit, then lift your arms up and down. Big deep inhale as our arms come up and down. And in this moment, just shut your eyes and focus on yourself. Sometimes that's the most important thing that we can do. You know, Simone Biles has been a prime example and such a powerful inspiration of how your mind sometimes can just totally be off and your mental health is not there. But also there's a Nike commercial that set that mission before she ever said anything. That sometimes after an event, the most important thing you need is time for yourself. This right here is your time for yourself. Shut the sounds off. Shut my voice out if you need to. Hold your arms up high. Feel the stretch across your chest. From here, you're going to get just a little bit of a rotation around and then back to center and other side. Now, you might find that your elbows are bending, and that is perfectly okay, especially if you are really tight into your shoulders. Your elbows will bend, and just accept and acknowledge that and realize that it's something for you to practice and work on. Bring your hands down in front of you. Roll your shoulders. Take one hand take your left hand, place it on the outside of your right knee, press your left hand into the floor, and look over your back shoulder. As I look back at this wall right here, I don't have an Olympic gold medal, but I do have my own bronze medal, which I'm pretty proud of, hanging out on this wall over here from my duathlon days. It's a 3rd place overall gold or bronze medal. So I'm pretty proud of that. My running days and such are behind me due to a bad ankle. But sometimes it's nice to just see and remember and switch sides. Maybe you don't have hanging behind you some of those things that make you smile and share your athletic accomplishments. Guys, I did a lot of races, and that's my only overall placed medal, and that's fine. A lot of age group ones, but it's my only overall. A lot of things, I was just happy to finish. Maybe that's how you are too. Maybe you just play your sport for fun. Breathe into it, whatever it is. Come back to center. Grab your strap. Lift your arms straight in front of you again. And now take your arms up, and they're going to come all the way around. So I actually have to take my arms wider for this. You're going to let your hands come down to the floor and then up and around. And guys, I forgot to mention, if sitting in this position right here is just not comfortable, like maybe you've got really tight hips, maybe you've got something, you could do this standing, you could do this sitting in a chair. You don't have to be here with the band on the floor. It's my place that I've got available. But if you want to grab a chair, do it. Or just stand. But sometimes it's nice to be off our feet. Well, as athletes. As regular humans, we sit way too much. But as an athlete, sometimes we need to. Come all the way in. Release. Bring your hands to your legs. You're going to do a cat and cow like we were doing, but now you're going to sit and do it. So you look into your belly here, and then press, look up to the sky. And just feel that at your own pace. Some of you might have heard me talk about my stories of my injuries or my overtraining. And one of the reasons that I'm so, for lack of better terms, I don't love the word passionate, but passionate about sharing this moments of calmness, of relaxation, is because I didn't do it. As an athlete, I was go, 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 go. I would run. I did 20 hours a week of teaching. I would then run 20, 30 miles a week. It was ridiculous. And who knows if my ankle wouldn't be as bad if I hadn't done all that. That's another story. But sometimes it's just the important things of slowing down, which as an athlete can be so hard, but is so important. Come back to all fours. So if you are in a place where your body just hurts all the time and you're seeing your performance decline, you could be mentally not there, you could be overtrained, you could be in a burnout state. There's so many different things that could be going on. Take care of yourself. Fingertip comes behind your ear. Look up. Then take your elbow, come down to your wrist. So you're going to try to touch your elbow and your wrist, and then come back up. It's a big deep inhale and a big deep exhale. I say I'm fine not being able to run anymore. I've come to terms with it. It is what it is. But do I wish that maybe I had been nicer to my body and I would still be able to be doing it now? It'd be interesting to know how I would be. I don't know. I'd be very different. I don't know if I would have the connections to recovery and rest and mental health that I do and I value so much these days. Last one. So I'm going to take it as actually a good thing. Hold this next one up. Bring your hand down. Sit back to a child's pose before we do the other side. This is the last thing we're doing, guys. Come back in. Fingertip behind ear. Open your chest out to the side. Feel the movement in your back. And then come down, touch your elbow to your wrist. And maybe it doesn't actually touch. Or maybe you have to bend your elbow a little bit to make that happen. And that's okay. Maybe you shut your eyes right here and just internally feel how your body is moving. Know where your wrist is by feel, not by sight. Last one. Sit back to child's pose. Your toes are together, your knees are wide, just like we began today. Hands reach forward, your forehead comes to the mat. Now you're going to take your hands, interlace them together, and bring your hands to the base of your neck. So your elbows are bent around your head. Breathe into this moment. You're in a tiny little ball shape, very, very, very internal, like a turtle inside of a shell. We've done some gentle moments on our shoulders, on our thoracic spine, knowing that there's always more that we can do, yes, but sometimes it's about doing less. Release your hands forward. Breathe, exhale. Be okay in these days where you have to slow down. Your training plan doesn't go as planned. Acknowledge and be okay with all those moments. Exhale. Bring your hands under your shoulders. Push yourself gently up to a seated position. Any seated position that feels good for you. Sit up really tall. Shut your eyes one last time. Take these moments inside to see yourself giving yourself grace, giving yourself acceptance, knowing that you're so much more than your sports. Just sometimes, as an athlete, really hard to remember. But you've got so much more to offer and so much more to give, that if there's a point when you have to step away or your body's not feeling it, it's all right. And that's the message that I want you to remember right now. As we celebrate and honor Team USA, the message that Simone Biles is putting out there, and all the athletes who are doing such amazing things. You do amazing things in your world. Enjoy it, embrace it, and go every day with a renewed sense of being faster, higher, stronger, and together. That's the motto of the 2020 Olympics, and that I share with you. Until next time, guys, I am Summer. Thank you so much. Bye.